It was an inexcusable loss. Like, listen, he had as many turnovers yesterday as he had in the first 8 games of the season. Wow. And that was when he was playing some of the best, if not the best football of his career. And not coincidentally, that's when the team was 6-2. Everyone has shredded this Tampa Bay defense. It's one of their quarterbacks are on pace to throw for nearly 6,000 yards. There's 2 reasons Tampa's been a bad team. Their quarterbacks have turned the ball over at a historic rate, Fitzpatrick and Jameis, and that defense is terrible. The pick before the first half was a huge game-changing play because instead of them getting points, Tampa then went down the other end and they got points. Despite that, the Carolina defense, which has been kind of on struggle mode a lot of this year, they're allowing more than 24 points per game, did its job in the second half. And every time they crossed midfield, it seemed like Cam made another mistake. There was a play we didn't show in the highlights where Devin Funchess is running wide open when they're down 7. Cam just misses him. They had chance after chance, and Cam played his worst game of the year. I mean, there's no excusing it. There's no justifying it. He's in year 8. This was a critical game.
But is there a way to explain it? Why do you think his focus seemingly was just off? His accuracy was off. His decision-making was off. Maybe the word is not focus, but what was off yesterday with Cam Newton?
Well, for one, they have a problem with Olsen being limited in the time he's been hurt. He came back. Now he's out again. They've been absent of a tight end. Funchess, how dependable has he been? Have these receivers taken that next jump? Now, DJ Moore, I believe ultimately he is going to be a star in this league. How they attack defenses, they don't have the offensive firepower to be able to overcome average special teams and poor defense. So it's a collection as a team. Cam Newton is the face of the franchise, so no different than Aaron Rodgers. When the team don't play well, who do we go after? You got to go after the face of the franchise. That's why people won't be talking about these other things, but collectively as a team, this is not. And the problem now is, as a quarterback, if you're playing the best football of your career, you need to realize my defense is not that good. So I need to have possession of the ball. I can't afford to turn the ball over because I'm not going to be able to win. So that was my biggest problem with yesterday's game is I know Carolina's defense hadn't been good. Does Cam know that? Because he didn't play yesterday's game like that.
Listen, they were you were so shocked at the beginning of the year when I didn't pick Carolina to make the playoffs. I looked at their injuries on their offensive line.
Yeah, well, I know you like to support Cam, so yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah, but you also thought they were positioned with Norv Turner to have a big year. You thought Cam could be in the MVP discussion, and I thought offensive line questions. I didn't know if I believed in Christian McCaffrey as a feature back. I thought this team was going to struggle in a very difficult division. They jump out to 6-2. And that Steelers game has been the turning point of their season in a negative way. The following week, they have some missed kicks. They go for the 2-point conversion against Detroit. That was a game where Cam played great until that 2-point conversion throw. They didn't lose a tough one to Seattle, but that game yesterday is inexcusable. It's one thing to lose to Pittsburgh. It's another game to lose because your kicker's has a terrible game. Another thing to lose to a really good surging Seattle team. To lose to Tampa with your season on the line, because that's what it was yesterday, with 2 games left against New Orleans, I don't see how you can make a playoff push at this point. It was terrible, and Cam picked a terrible time for his worst game he's played in a couple years.